Module 29. Multi-plate color etching. Apparatus and materials. Zinc, copper or iron block size 7 inches into 7 inches. Tracing and carbon paper. Etching drawing needle. Scraper metal file. Brasso sticker paper. Black printing ink. Stop out solution. Inking knife. Hard ground inking glass. Paper for printing, cotton rags and kerosene for cleaning, printing machine, hand gloves, mask, roller, hot plate, woolen felt, plastic tray, nitric acid 60% purity. Carefully choose 3 zinc copper blocks. Ensure that the blocks chosen are cut at right angles of 7 inches into 7 inches in size. Slope the edges of the block using a metal file. This technique is called beveling the block edges. Carefully polish the surface to be etched clean with Brasso. Degrease the block. This is carried out by cleaning the entire block with soap. Next, this clean block is applied with hard ground and smoke on the side to be etched. Etching is a printmaking process of the Integalo family and is traditionally the process of using acid, nitric or mortaring to cut into the unprotected parts of a metal surface to create a design in Integalo, incised in the metal. In modern manufacturing, other chemicals may be used on other types of material. As a method of printmaking, it is along with engraving the most important technique for old master prints and remains in wide use today. In a number of modern variants such as microfabrication, etching and photochemical milling, it is crucial technique in much modern technology, including circuit boards. In traditional pure etching, a metal, usually copper, zinc or steel, plate is covered with a waxy ground which is resistant to acid. The artist then scratches off the ground with a pointed etching needle where he or she wants a line to appear in the finished piece, or exposing the bare metal. The etch-op, a tool with a slanted oval section, is also used for swelling lines. The plate is then dipped in a bath of acid, technically called the mordant, French for biting or etchant, or has acid washed over it. The acid bites into the metal, it dissolves part of the metal where it is exposed, leaving behind lines sunk into the plate. The remaining ground is then cleaned off the plate. The plate is inked all over and then the ink wiped off the surface, leaving only the ink in the edged lines. Draw or trace the design or sketch on the blocks. 3 different colors on 3 different blocks. The sketches can be further improved at the time of the final drawing on the block. The plate is then put through a high pressure printing press together with a sheet of paper, often moistened to soften it. The paper picks up the ink from the edged lines, making a print. The process can be repeated many times, typically several hundred impressions. Copies could be printed before the plate shows much sign of wear. The work on the plate can also be added to by repeating the whole process. This creates an etching which exists in more than one star. Etching has often been combined with other intaglio techniques such as engraving. Example Rembrandt or Equitant. Example Francisco Goya. Etching by goldsmiths and other metal workers in order to decorate metal items such as guns, armor, cups, and plates has been known in Europe since the Middle Ages at least and may go back to antiquity. The elaborate decoration of armor in Germany at least was an art probably imported from Italy around the end of the 15th century, little earlier than the birth of etching as a printmaking technique. The process as applied to printmaking is believed to have been invented by Daniel Hofer, circa 1470 to 1536, of Augsburg, Germany. Hofer was a craftsman who decorated armor in this way and applied the method to printmaking using iron plates, many of which still exist. Apart from his prints, there are two proven examples of his work on armor. A shield from 1936, now in the Real America of Madrid, and a sword in the Germanisches National Museum of Nuremberg. When preparing multi-plate colored etching, various other techniques of etching like line etching, acquaintant, sugar salt acquaintant, or deep etching can be used as per the design requirement. An Augsburg horse armor in the German Historical Museum, Berlin, dating to between 1512 and 1515, is decorated with motifs from Hofer's etching and woodcuts. But this is no evidence that Hofer himself worked on it, as his decorative prints were largely produced as patterns for other craftsmen in various media. The switch to copper plates was probably made in Italy, and thereafter etching soon came to challenge engraving as the most popular medium for artists in printmaking. Its great advantage was that, unlike engraving, where the difficult techniques for using the burden requires a special skill in metalworking, the basic technique for creating the image on the plate in etching is relatively easy to learn for an artist trained in drawing. On the other hand, the handling of the ground and acid needs skill and experience and are not without health and safety risk, as well as the risk of ruined plate. Prior to 1100 AD, the New World Hohokam independently utilized the technique of acid etching in marine shell designs. 17th century was a great age of etching, with Rembrandt, Giovanni Benedetto Castiglione, and many other masters. In the 18th century, Piranesi, Tiepolo, and Daniel Chodowicki were the best of a smaller number of fine etchers. In the 19th and early 20th century, the etching revival produced a host of lesser artists, but no really major figures. Etching is still widely practiced today. Copper is a traditional metal and is still preferred for etching as it bites evenly, holds textures well, and does not distort the color of the ink when wiped. Zinc is cheaper than copper, so preferable for beginners, but it does not bite as cleanly as copper does, and it alters some colors of ink. Steel is growing in popularity as an etching substance. Increases in the prices of copper and zinc have steered steel to an acceptable alternative. The line quality of steel is less fine than copper, but finer than zinc. Steel has a natural and rich acquaintance. Over the edged block, clean the surface and put sugar and eat the block up till sugar melts. Apply liquid hard ground by brush and put salt as per design requirement before the ground is dry. The type of metal used for the plate impacts the number of prints the plate will produce. The firm pressure of the printing press slowly rubs out the finer details of the image with every pass through. With relatively soft copper, for example, the etching details will begin to wear very quickly. Some copper plates show extreme wear after only 10 prints. Steel, on the other hand, is incredibly durable. This wearing out of the image over time is one of the reasons etched prints created early in a numbered series tend to be valued more highly. An artist thus takes the total number of prints he or she wishes to produce into account whenever choosing the metal. When carrying out multiple color design etching, it is always advisable to choose the multi-plate color etching process where a number of plates for any particular image is possible. But one could find the proximity of the colors reduces and overlaying occurs in very small designs chosen. The problem there would be getting the image in each type to register properly. But there are a few techniques by which proper registration or multiple plates can be possible. The easiest is to put some or all of the material onto film and do photo etching. It's easy to get very precise registration when you are drawing or using some other technique on film by simply overlaying the film for each plate. In some cases, a basic line drawing for each plate is made, then burn the film onto the plate, then etching the plates lightly, sometimes just enough to see the edge line, sometimes when the line will become part of the final piece more deeply. This way, as long as the film is centered correctly onto each plate, the registration can be very tight. In two-plate color etching technique, the drawing is transferred to the top of the hard ground by doing a cartoon of the image, using pastel pencil and pressing dead directly into the well-set hard ground. This can be done by hand, but the transfer will work better using a very light pressure in the press. One pastel cartoon will transfer 2 or sometimes 3 times and still be visible. Registration for a soft ground etching isn't particularly difficult because the same drawing can be used, or more usually make a careful tracing or photocopy of the drawing and using it to draw over the soft ground. The block is now to be etched using a nitric acid, 60% purity solution. This is the etchant solution. To prepare the etchant, mix carefully 1 part nitric acid with 10 parts water in plastic tray, 1:10 proportion. The backside of the block to be etched is first covered with an acid-resistant coat, either of black Japan or a plastic sticker. Now gently and carefully place the block in the acid solution in the plastic tray. It should be noted that for a normal etched line, the duration of soaking the block in acid is 20 minutes. There is a possibility of air bubbles forming during the etching process. Hence, it is imperative one removes them using a feather or other such object at the time the block is being etched. Svitlin Nicholas Krezina. Artist and printmaker Svitlin Krezina was born on the Polish-Russian border on 1st March 1940. At the outbreak of World War II. Moving westward at the beginning of the World War II, the family moved and ended up in refugee camps in Germany in 1945. After 6 years in 1951, they emigrated to the United States. Best known for his multi-plate color etching, his artwork can be found in private collections and galleries around the world, as well as in the Uffizi Gallery's permanent collection of prints and drawing in Florence. Krezina acquired his BFA degree in painting from the Rhode Island School of Design and in 1962. He spent an entire year in Italy doing independent studies in Rome, Florence on an EHP scholarship from RSID. In 1962 to 1964, he returned to the United States to study for an MFA degree. Now to prepare the 3 inks to be used on the block, a few drops of ink are poured on the inking glass. A few drops of linseed oil are added to the inks. Using a brayer or a roller, the inks and oils are mixed on the inking glass. Now these inks on brayer are ready to use on the block. He received a teaching fellowship at the University of Southern Illinois. In the autumn of 1964, he returned to Italy, and although he lives and works in Florence in the 13th century home of Michelangelo's teacher, Domenico Ghirlandaio, he exhibits one-man shows annually in the United States. In 1966, his interest turned completely to the graphic world, and At this time, he set up the etching department at Villa Schifanoia, Rosary College Graduate School of Fine Arts in Florence, where he still continues to teach. In 1970, Krasina was one of 10 artists to represent the United States in the Palazzo Strozzi Biennale di Grafica, and his multi-plate color etching are represented in the Uffizi Gallery Prints and Drawing Collection. From 1973 until 1980, he worked as the technical assistant to Marino Marini on all his color etchings. Krasina has been invited to different universities and art schools in the United States, England, Italy, Mexico, and Colombia and South America to give demonstrations of his own multiplate color etching technique. The paper to be used to print is kept soaked and blotted half an hour before the print is taken and should be damp with being printed for integral processes. He is one of the founders of the Il Bisonte International Schools of Advanced Printmaking in Florence, where he teaches all the techniques of color etching and is also the co-author of One Sanguinense, the first Italian comprehensive textbook on the history and techniques of etching. Krasina became a master of multiplate color etching in the early 1970s. His art reflects ancient themes and traditions of the Italian Renaissance, often inspired by music, dance, mythology, and theatre. The countryside of Tuscany, which surrounds him daily both in his primary home in the hills of Colle Ramol, just south of Florence, and in his secondary home in the hills of Barga, just north of Lucca, is also a frequent inspiration for his work. From 1973 until 1980, Krasina worked as the technical assistant to the painter and sculptor Marino Marini on the complete series of his color etching. During this time, Krasina worked extensively on adjusting the many colors used in the large-scale color etching of the maestro while perfecting the personal techniques he had developed in the medium. Krasina has lectured on and demonstrated his multiplate color etching technique in universities and art schools in the United States, England, Italy, Mexico, Colombia, and the Czech Republic. In integral process, for the first block, fill up one color ink in the block and wipe evenly around the upper relief surface area and over the edges. The second color is inked on the second block as per integral process, and the third color ink is preferred for the third block as per integral and relief process. He taught at Sarah Lawrence College, Florence from 1994 until the program's closure in spring 2016 and had been teaching at Cyrus University in Florence since 1998. Every summer, his workshop in multiplate color etching in Barga, Italy, attracts students from all over the world: Japan, Korea, Peru, Colombia, Mexico, Turkey, USA, England, and Italy. Many of his students now teach in prestigious schools or have become well known as printmaking artists. Among them, Sandro Braccitta, Tony Pecoraro, Albert Poplampo, Andrea Serafini, Chesley Fleod, Maye Harden, Gianfranco Passini, Marco De Luca, Daphna Gutman, Vincenzo Burlisi, Enrico Quito, Charles Goodbye, Maureen Banker, Carrie Lisa, Sung Jong Kim, Albert Beach, Zinni Branersil, Patricia Algendra Cordova, Sandra Riagli, Catherine Godwin, Manuel Ortega, Silva Papucci, Juan Atzpan Sandoval, Makio Ogata, Giovanni Creepy, and Hubertin Hagermans, who is the eldest. Health and safety precautions. 1. Store concentrated nitric acid and potassium chloride separately from other chemicals. Whenever possible, use diluted acid. Acid etching should be done with local exhaust ventilation. Second, an important safety rule when diluting concentrated acids is to add the acid to the water, never the reverse. Third, wear appropriate gloves, goggles, and protective aprons or lab coats when handling acids. If acid is spilled on your skin, wash with lots of water. In case of eye contact, rinse the eyes with water for at least 15 to 20 minutes and seek medical attention. 4. Cover acid baths when not in use. 5th, nitric acid etching releases the respiratory irritant nitrogen dioxide, which has poor odor warning properties. During the etching processes, flammable hydrogen gas is also produced. Concentrated nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent and can react with many other chemicals, especially solvents or other organic compounds, to cause a fire. Now the 3 blocks are ready for printing. 6. Concentrated acids are corrosive to skin, eyes, respiratory system, and gastrointestinal system. Prepare final registration on the machine. Take first block impression. Without moving the paper from the machine, take second and third block impressions. Ensure that the block is kept at the exact same place each time. Take trial proof. Dilute acids can cause skin irritation on repeated or prolonged contact. Concentrated nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent and can react explosively with other concentrated acids, solvents, etc. Nitric acid gives off various nitrogen oxide gases, including nitrogen dioxide, which is a strong lung irritant and can cause emphysema. 7. Always work in a well-ventilated area. If in a closed space, keep the windows open at all times. A final registration is made on the machine before the block is inked. 8. Read the safety, handling instructions and caution labels on nitric acid bottles and containers carefully. 9. Always wear acid-resistant gloves, safety goggles, apron and respirator while handling acids. 10th, in the case of an accident or your need for assistance, make sure someone else in the room is aware of what you are doing. 11. Should the etched solution splash or come in contact with skin and is allowed to remain in contact with skin, the result will be a severe burn. It can be washed off immediately with plenty of water and follow these general guidelines. Always keep a container of cold water nearby in cases of an accident. If your skin comes in contact with the acid, wash the area immediately with plenty of cold water and soap for a minimum of 15 minutes. Get a medical attention. 12. If your body should come in contact with the acid, wash your entire body with the hose from the graining sink for a minimum of 15 minutes. Get immediate medical attention. Now take the final print on the final damp paper. 16. Mordants, acids and inks can be water-based or solvent-based, and hence care has to be taken that if a student has any respiratory allergies, asthma problems, appropriate aeration is provided. 14. Etching needles and tools should be stored safely and one should always cut away from yourself. In advance, locate the nearest first aid box. Mark the edition number on the paper. 15. When possible, clamp down plates to avoid slipping. Minimize the chance of carpal tunnel syndrome by choosing tools with wide handles, avoiding tight grips, and including hand flexing exercises during regular test periods. Set work table height so wrist flexing motions are minimal. 16. Sharp metallic tools for techniques like dry point, etching, engraving, and mezzotint have to be used carefully and with a firm hand. Keep sharp tools under lock and key. Write all the details like date and signature on the print. 17. Rosin powder is a fine dust which can get into the respiratory system easily. While dusting the block, always keep the nose and mouth covered and eyes too.